All right, welcome back to another series. We're in series 32. This is Shemath, which is Exodus. We're going to get right into it. We're in chapter 2, which is verse 16. Again, I'm not trying to replace your pastors or your teachers or things like that. I didn't even go to college to go to school for anything like that. So no college degree. What I'm here doing, just a high school diploma. I'm good here. You know what I mean? So some people are just are gifted intellectually more than others. Some people don't need college. Some people don't need high school. Some people do need it to succeed in life. So where your intelligence level at, you can't compare it to nobody else because God created you to be you. He created me to be me. And then how you get understanding, how I get understanding is going to be different. But if you're seeking that, go to God. All right. That's a common thing we have. You got to go to God, however you view him. All right. Verse 16. And the priest of Midian had 7 daughters. And they came and drew water, and they filled the troughs to water their father's flock. This is key here. The priest of Midian, all right, you can find out what their religion was there at the time, had 7 daughters, all right, 7. They came and drew water, and they filled troughs to water their father's flocks. They're helping their dad. So women have a very good gifts of help. They don't always have to just be, at the house and the dad has to provide for them. They could be helping their dad, being like their mom, practicing being a wife to their husband. So, again, they're not looking at their dad as someone to get married to and things like that. I don't know if they were exactly to go back into their minds and things like that. But from reading this, it's not saying no desire to be with their dad. It's just saying that they're doing what they're supposed to do and they desire to do. So we go here. But the shepherds came and drove them away. Then Moshe stood up and came to their rescue and watered their flock. And they came to Reuel, their father, and he said, "How is it that you have come so soon today?" So that's going to be key there. He asked that question right there. When you see a question like that, you know that something has happened. Why? He asked, "Why did they come? How is it that you have come so soon today?" So we know that it takes longer on other days or previous days than what had happened here. And then we see in verse 17, the shepherds came and drove them away. So it's probably males here. They probably came and said, "Man, get these girls out of here. Let us get our stuff done first, and then y'all can do it later. We're men here. We got to take care of it." That's what happened. If it's some girls on the basketball court, sometimes the guys come up, they kick them off, or y'all could be playing soccer or other sports. It's things like that. Sometimes males are just too dominant, or they are, than women. Sometimes women are more dominant than males. I give you that. Sometimes they outnumber you. That's why they have 7 daughters here. That's probably why they all went together, because this has been happening more than once. All right. And then we see Moshe, he just did something good. He stood up for them. All right. He stood up and came to their rescue. He didn't want them to be treated like that. He probably see that y'all should have just waited y'all turn, and it's just one guy here, right? So we know that he's going to be used by God. He's chosen by God just from the story in the previous series and passages of what happened, right? There's some things that we have not read and went over. You can go read about that. But we just see here he came to their rescue, all right? He's like a protector to them, like a big brother to their little sister, or their dad to their daughters, right? So that's a good feeling that you're presenting to these women. And then also, we don't know if he's doing it to get something out of it. It doesn't say. All we know is that he came to their rescue. So women, don't just assume if a guy's doing something good for you that they're going to try to get your number afterwards, or they're going to do something. If you like what they did and that made you feel attracted to them and you want to hang out with them, or just tell them, just afterwards, like, "Oh, thank you. That really, you reminded me of something." You want to talk to them afterwards, give them your number. Then you have to do that. All right. Nobody is thinking that 100% of the time to get a wife or get married. A lot of people are just trying to be single and be happy and have some money and live. That's that's what some people are trying to do. All right. They're trying to enjoy life. So, as we continue on, verse 19, and they said, "A Mitzrayim rescued us from the hand of the shepherds, and he also drew enough water for us and watered the flock." All right, this is key here. Women, tell the truth. Is this the whole entire truth here? One thing where I point out, the Mitzrayim. All right, we know that he's a Hebrew, right? Did they take enough time to find out about this person? Probably not. How many times have you gotten to your first stages of dating with a girl and things like that? You probably told them things about your past, probably your name or your history and things like that. And you get into a conversation with somebody, you hearing her talk about you, and she say something that's not true, like, oh yeah, he really Arabic, and things like that. But they just assuming because of your name and things like that, but you really probably black or Indian, things like they don't know. You know, so they had to, women, you have to get the whole truth. Don't just assume something because you have experience, you have been around certain guys and things like that. Everybody's different. You know, nobody's thinking like you. You know, you're a whole individual on your own. So you have to be able to, you know, go to God for all things. And again, lying is a key that we've seen in the series with women. So that's going to be a key point. All right, verse 20. And he said to his daughters, and where is he? Why did you leave the man? Call him and let him eat bread. And Moshe agreed to dwell with the man, and he gave to Zipporah his daughter to Moshe. And she bore him a son, and he called his name Gershom, for he said, I have become a sojourner in a foreign land. All right, so we're not gonna get too much into this. This is talking about the people of Israel, a lot more in their relationship with God. So we're just getting focused on the woman part here. We see Zipporah. He already said that he's in a foreign land. He's a sojourner in a foreign land. So this is a foreign woman. Again, right away after he gave her to him, she bore him a son. Right away, he gave his daughter to Moshe. So did he say give in marriage, or did he just say, here, man, you can have her? You know, a lot of times with these different people and races, although he's a priest, we don't know if this is the same religion that Moshe believes in, the same God. They have a